fully charged. Oh, really? I'm just finding it funny how everybody want to be live when I'm trying to live stream. I'm not going to even promote the stream. This is just going to be a silent live stream. I'm not going to promote this in any way, shape, or form. Like, whoever wants to pop in can pop in, but for now I'm just going to This is Sally Acorn. Sal. Sal. I might actually turn this into a comic page, but we will see. Look up some references for Sally. Old school Sally has her eyes kind of like slanted. Like so. And her eyes almost look like an almond shaped. These lines lead right up into her nose. So this picture is going to be called Welcome to Knothole. So I'm basically working on this project where it's not going to be focused or centered around the freedom fighters, but it's going to be, you know, they're going to play a big part in the story. It's basically going to be a retelling of the Archie Sonic comics, but it's going to be where Sonic doesn't even know who Sally and them are. Because during the run of Sad AM, you know, Sonic already knew who those people were and yada yada yada. I don't think we ever got a really proper backstory. And if we did, it wasn't a good one. It wasn't a memorable one of the freedom fighters. So I plan for my stories to be extensive. I haven't planned out any lore or anything. It's just going to be a story. But this story is going to be fully colored, fully inked, fully penciled, and it's going to be released on a weekly basis when I'm done doing everything I'm doing right now. Because I'm doing things for Sonic Legacy that I'm trying to finish. Then I'm doing things for Archie Sonic Online. I'm also involved with a couple of video game projects. But this comic will be my top priority after I'm done doing most of the stuff that I'm doing right now. I have to work on refining my Freedom Fighter characters. Right now I've just been focusing mainly on Sally, just because a lot of people really like Sally. So I've been focusing on refining her as much as possible, getting her perfect. And then I'm going to draw a couple of pictures of the other Freedom Fighters. Hopefully I can try to get something going with them, proper redesign. So, I might not even do that for this one, because like her muzzle and her nose connects, so it would be something like that. Maybe I might do this every Saturday, like on my morning live stream, but at the same time, sometimes I do work on Saturdays, so that might not be possible every Saturday. What I really wanted to do was I wanted to work on this comic page, but I can't really show it off because it's for Archie Sonic Online. With those sets of comic pages, I'm going to be trying something different than Sonic Legacy. Because Sonic Legacy, I had to backtrack numerous times, which is why it's really turning me off from working on it. But I've been doing a lot of research on Sonic proportions, and I've been asking like professional comic artists like my counterpart Adam Bryce Thomas about proportions and stuff. He gave me a lot of helpful advice, but looking at the IDW comics and looking at the old Archie comics, I noticed that many times they do stretch out the torsos, especially in IDW, the first issue. Tracy Yarley really stretched out Sonic's torso a lot, and it was very, very long. But you know, I'm trying to find my own style and stuff. I'm not trying to. I basically don't want to please every artist, and I feel like that's what I was basically doing in Sonic Legacy. I was trying to please every artist. I was talking about my fucking proportions. And it was turning me off. Like, I haven't been drawing. I haven't drew anything for the past 2 days. Because I've been trying to reset myself. I've been trying to step back a little bit from all these projects that I've been working on. It's not really stressing me out. What's stressing me out is that I have to keep backtracking, or I have to keep fixing proportions and stuff. And I feel like that right there was just breaking down my confidence in working on Sonic in general. So I forced myself to not draw anything for 2 days so I can like relax and calm down. So this is the first thing I've drawn. And also because so much drama has been happening within the Discord community, within many Discords that I'm a part of, and I didn't want to be a part of that. Like, I still don't want to be a part of that because I want to stay away from drama. All I want to do is focus on drawing comics and breaking into IDW. I don't want to focus on people who is trying to backstab somebody, people who is hating on a certain project, or people who is calling names and whatever, or people who are holding grudges, or people who's trying to express their opinions and everybody's attacking them. I'm just like over this. I'm so over this. Hey, what's up, Alex? Oh, nice. But yeah, it's like I'm so over the fucking Sonic community drama. Like, it's just gotten way too fucking crazy, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into when I joined all these projects. Or like, it's kind of hard to explain, because when I was a part of this, like, when I first started drawing Sonic, I knew there was a lot of hate within the community, and I slowly started to realize where that hate was directed towards. It was directed towards Ian Flynn. It was directed towards the recent Sonic game, Sonic 06. And the Archie comics at the time. And some artists. But you know, when I started to become a part of Sonic Legacy, the Silver Team, and a couple of other projects, it was just like, so many people are just bashing projects like that, or like some people within projects hate each other from other projects that I'm a part of, or you know, when people want to express their hatred towards motherfucking Ian Flynn, or just want to like express their opinion, it's just really fucking crazy. And I'm not good with handling drama like in real life myself, because I stay away from people. Like, I really don't have any friends in real life, because I tend to stay away from people who like making a big deal out of nothing and just like drama. Because in high school I got into a lot of drama, and I got into a lot of fights and whatever, so I learned to grow from that, and I learned to disassociate myself with people who wants to start nonsense. But it's like, I'm very cautious with myself on the internet. I think I'm more scared putting myself on the internet than I am in real life, just because I want to create a presence of myself here, and I really want to break into the comic book industry, you know. And I don't want professional people to look on my Twitter and see that I'm a part of Sonic Legacy, or see that I'm a part of Silver Team or whatever, and you know, they're doing research on myself and the projects I'm a part of, and then they're gonna see all these fucking posts of people bashing projects and people like starting shit and starting drama. It's like, I don't want that to be a reflection of me as a person, because I'm associating myself with those types of groups or those types of people, you know. I think that's just one of the biggest fears that I have right now. It's like, I wish there was just a nice, simple, like, Sonic community where we can just, like, draw art and, you know, give each other feedback and, you know, just things like that. But it's like, I don't feel like being a part of all these, like, projects, I don't feel like I'm being the best person that I can possibly be. For a number of reasons, because like when somebody posts something in art channels, like I'm not always there to be saying good job or yada yada yada, or not everybody is there to be saying something about somebody's art. And, you know, that's what every artist wants. They want to be noticed. Smaller artists wants to be noticed. So if you're like posting your art on these Discord channels and nobody's really taking notice to it, it's like you feel some type of way, you know, you feel like your art isn't good enough. Let's say if you posted an art picture, right, and then somebody else posts an art picture right after you, and everybody's saying what a good job they did, you're gonna feel some type of way, especially as a small artist. And since I have a really nice presence within like the Sonic art community, I really want to be the person to notice all of these smaller Sonic artists, and I want them to have opportunities and stuff. Like, I want us to be great together. I don't want to be great and then just leave all these people behind, you know, because I keep thinking about where I once was and how hard I had to work to get to the place where I am now. But it's like, as time progresses and as technology evolves, we should be making things easier for each other instead of like making things harder for each other. Fallen, I'm so happy to see you. But yeah, it's like, I just sit here and I think about all this stuff. Like, it's so difficult because it's so difficult to explain. Because I just don't want to be that asshole. Been busy? Oh yeah, I think everybody has been busy with school and jobs, and like, I've been busy. I've been so busy with the 2 jobs that I'm trying to juggle and doing these projects as well. But luckily I am not stressed out about it. I'm really good with handling stress, actually. But it's like, what I'm experiencing right now is something that's been building up for a long time. Me feeling very self-conscious about my art. And not really doing anything about it. And I feel like it's gotten to me more now than it has, like, in the past. Because, like, in the past, it's like I would be critiquing myself and I would be, you know, doing all this work to better myself, and I appreciate critiques. I appreciate anybody who's willing to give me a critique and whatever. And critiques don't bother me at all. Like, I guarantee you critiques don't bother me at all. What's making me feel self-conscious about my art is, I don't know, like, I just don't feel confident. I don't feel like I have the skills. I don't feel like I'm going to make it into IDW Like, I know that I'm going to make it into IDW, but I don't feel like I can make it into IDW with the skills I have right now, which is why I'm working hard towards it. But it's like, if I keep making the same mistakes, like with fucking Sonic proportions or my page compositions or like something, it's like that it's not gonna happen anytime soon. And I've been working extremely hard. Like for the past year, I've been sending emails every single month to the editors. I've been doing these daily Sonic sketches. I've been practicing, and I've been looking at all these comics and stuff. But it's like every time I feel like I improved a little bit, I'm just still not there. And that's been happening to me for a very long time. Like every time when I think I'm there, and I feel like every time when I'm really confident and I think I have the skills, it's like I always fall short, or I'm just never truly there. And that's the most frustrating part about being an artist in general. It's like you feel confident, you feel ready, and it's like you feel happy, and then it's like you fall short. Like people are talking about your Sonic proportions, people are talking about the details you add on the page, people are talking about the way you drew something, a certain thing, and it's just like, why the fuck am I not there yet? And I ask myself these questions every single day. These questions don't even, they don't prevent me from drawing, because I'm still gonna draw either way. I don't give a fuck. But I don't know how to explain it. It's like I'm angry with myself, but at the same time I'm not angry with myself because I know I'm trying very, very hard. But I think simplicity is my biggest weakness, because I grew up drawing manga, and now that I have to tone down all these details that I like adding, or all these rendering I like adding, I think it's just not clicking with me because I'm so used to doing what I do. This hand kind of looks weird. I don't know how to fix it. I have to take a picture of my own hand, but it's not really gonna work if I take a picture with my own hand. Yeah, it's not gonna work. So she's basically welcoming Sonic to Knothole. And I've been trying to get her ass right. Like, because I don't want to make her too over-sexualized with how thick she is. Let me look at this reference really quick. I think Spyro has to be my third favorite video game music. This music is so underrated, it's not even funny. I also didn't tell anybody that I was live streaming. I did not promote this even the slightest. Like, if anybody wants to join, they can. We can just chat for a while. I haven't even had my coffee yet because I wanted to live stream. I basically forced myself to live stream so I can, I guess, feel more comfortable. So it does not have that detail, even though I want to add it, but she doesn't. I think I'm gonna add it just to make it look a bit more different. Yeah, man, the only way to like improve is to draw every day, but it's like you have to draw different things. You can't draw the same thing because you can't learn from it. Anyway, I tend to avoid a lot of things. Like, how am I going to draw her other leg? And I feel like her leg is kind of going like that. I want it to just go straight. Is looking thick, but although the old school Sally does look a little bit thick, like she does have curves to her. That's another thing when it comes to Sonic proportions. All of these artists tell me about Sonic proportions, right? But it's like, since I've been doing research, like really extensive research on Sonic proportions, it's like there is no right way to draw Sonic. Like, I come to the realization that there is no right way to draw Sonic. There are models. There are Sega models, right? As long as your characters are looking like that, as long as they're like the same height or whatever, it's like, it doesn't really matter how you draw Sonic. Especially with the old Archie Sonic comics, you saw that we had very Looney Tunes style, right? Then we had very Anthro style. Even with the IDW comics, we're having a manga style, we're having cartoony style, we're having an anime style. You know, it's there is no right way to draw Sonic, and I feel like that's why the IDW editors never really told me about my Sonic proportions. They told me about little things like the legs, not the legs, the feet, and the hands, and the heads and the ears. Like, I'm always messing up on the ears, but they never really said anything about my Sonic proportions, because there's no right way to draw Sonic. People draw Sonic so differently. And there's this guy on Twitter named Marcus Williams, I think that's his name. This dude be drawing these Sonic characters like a little bit fatter in the torso, and people like that style. Even though that it like that Sonic is not really on model because he's so fat, but it's really good because he makes his proportions like cartoony, like extremely cartoony, and he decided to give him thicker limbs and stuff. And it's just like, when I'm drawing Sonic proportions, the torso is too long. Like, to be honest with you, if you're asking me, looking back at my old Sonic art, yeah, the proportions were really fucking, like, dumb. I don't know what the fuck was I doing, but now that I look at my Sonic proportions, I feel like I've gotten so much more better that there shouldn't be anything wrong with the proportions anymore. If you're asking me, to be honest. Like, there's this one Sonic picture with Sonic and Tempest. Like, Sonic's torso was extremely long, and I don't know why I drew him like that. But if I were to redraw it again, I know not to extend his torso that long, and I know to make him short. Yeah, actually, at last year's Comic-Con, right, there was this really popular guy, and I always wanted to meet him, called Freddie E. Williams. This guy, like, he drew for so many comic companies. I think he's working on the TMNT comics right now. Last year I showed him my Sonic art, and he told me that he actually really liked that I drew the limbs so thick and long, because he was like, you can do more things with having their limbs so thick. He said he didn't really like, you know, how the Archie Sonic comics did it. Like, he actually liked that I made the limbs thicker. And I thought, wow, like, I think at that point I was like, there could be nothing wrong with my Sonic proportions, but now that I look at it, it's just like, I don't think I should be making the arms that thick or the legs that thick. And also just like comparing it to, you know, Sonic games, it's just like limbs are very short. Oh yeah, Alex, I know a lot of people like that. And especially on the internet, you have to be really careful with the words you use, because it's like your message is probably not going to get through the way you say it in your head. So you have to be careful. My stream health is just fluctuating. It's like stream health. It's red, but it's like, it's not red because an OBS is telling me that it's green. Okay, let me see. I think I want to bring the boots up just a little bit more, like maybe here. Yeah, I just want to give her knees a little bit of room to bend, so I'll put it like that. I actually wanted to draw some Ty, because on my phone, I don't draw Sonic on my phone. I've been drawing some Crash drawings that I have to post, because I'm trying to practice on my Crash and my Spyro. But yeah, I wanted to draw some Ty. Oh my god. I've learned to incorporate some of the things I learned from drawing Sonic into my other drawings. For example, with Crash, I've learned to make him just a little bit more cartoony, because I feel like they made him so crazy looking. They made Crash so crazy looking, especially in Skylanders. Like, I don't really like that design in Skylanders for Crash, to be honest. But with like the ideas I have for drawing Ty, I was going to actually mix it up a little bit with like a Ratchet and Clank style. That's how I kind of envisioned it. Because I don't want to make him too cartoony, but he looks like the type of character to be like highly detailed when serious, and very strong. But I feel like Ratchet and Clank has that. Ratchet and Clank or Jak and Daxter really has that nice balance between cartoony and details. I feel like Sonic tried to do that when they tried to do Sonic Boom, but they fell short, to be honest with you. Like, the landscapes and stuff are really nice, but it's like when you're trying to put so much detail on such simplistic characters, like sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't work. I feel like they was trying to do Sonic Boom too Americanized, instead of like looking at Western things and incorporating some things from there into Sonic. But yeah, they just try to do it all types of American, and sometimes American style does not work. But in the case of DuckTales, that totally works. I think this looks good. I actually like Sally's eyes now. Like, before it was like really cartoony, and now like I like her almond shaped eyes. It's really nice. she's like, welcome to Naho. And then I think I'm gonna add Tails right there. Like, she's basically introducing Sonic and Tails to Naho. There was a lot of times that I felt like I wasn't being attacked, but I felt some type of way. Like, it's difficult what you're saying, Alex, because sometimes you don't want to be that person that's always taking things up the ass, but it's like at the same time you don't want to feel like the smart ass at the same time, you know. It's like you want to take what everybody's saying into consideration, but it's like deep down you know in your heart that these people probably don't know or don't like. It's hard to explain. I need to gather my thoughts because I know exactly what you're talking about, because I had to curb my ego so many times, and it's like it's almost slipped a couple of times when I was working with Sonic Legacy, because sometimes I tend to have an ego. And I try not to let that show with my art. But yeah, it's like you want to be the type of person to take everybody's critiques into consideration. Not everybody is going to give you a helpful critique. As a matter of fact, some people is going to say that you're giving a critique when they're actually hating on your art. But it's like, yeah, what Fallen said, take it with a grain of salt. I want to present, like, I present myself to be a very open-minded person, and I don't let my ego take control of my art. I don't want to be the type of person that's like, my art is really good, you don't know what you're saying, and blah 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 blah. You don't want to be that type of person, because nobody would want to work with you if you're that type of person. You understand? You want to be the type of person that's like, okay, let me try your idea and see if it works. Because sometimes your ideas don't always work, because you're just one person with one vision. You need a team of people to give you a different light on your art, so you can see it a different way. I remember when I was on DeviantArt, I used to post all the time. My art used to get like hate randomly, and it was just like, it was really fucking hurtful. First of all, it was disrespectful. Some people just used to insult me for no reason because I used to draw like I'm not gonna say what I used to draw, but I used to draw these things. I used to draw a certain comic, and you know, people would be sending me notes or people would be commenting, and I'm just like, what? But yeah, always be that person that people can come to, because everybody is going to want to work with you at that point. Like for me, for example, like because I present myself a certain way on the internet, and because I put myself out there so much, I had all these other people come to me instead of me going to those other people, and they're like, hey, do you want to work for us? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, for example, these people who was making like a fan-made Sega Dreamcast, they messaged me on Twitter, and they're like, hey, do you want to draw a mascot for us because we've seen your Sonic art and yada yada yada. And I'm like, sure, whatever, yeah, I can do that for you. I think they blew up back in the day, but then Sega told them to stop or whatever. I don't remember what's happening with them. Okay, and then her... I think I make her legs way too long. Because her shorts end there, I'm guessing. But it's like, I made her ass look so flat. But it's like, at the same time, I don't want it to be poking out like a sore thumb. Oh my god. Like, what transpired with that dude and Sonic Legacy had really got me, like, some type of way. Because that dude was just hating. He was really hating and disrespecting people's art. And it was like, it was very upsetting to me when you see some people not really defending like the people who really worked hard on that first issue. It's like, if I was a part of a team that I come to care about, and if I heard somebody like backstabbing somebody and calling somebody names and talking shit about the project, that not just the people who worked on the first issue, but everybody worked hard, it's just like, I would definitely stand up and say something, because it's just, it's not right. It's not correct at all. Which is why I had to take a little break, because it's like, these people I've come to know, it's just like, I talk to them every day, I become so vulnerable, and they practically know me, and it's just like, when you're over here doing some dumb shit, like being a part of somebody's live stream who's hating on this project, it's just like, I don't know how I can possibly associate myself at that point with these people. Because it's crazy at that point. Which is why I needed to take a little break, because all of this nonsense sounds like it's a fucking YouTube video series, because it sounds really crazy. And everybody's telling me not to worry about it, but it's like, I was treating this as not as professional as possible. I was treating it like professional, because it was a team, and the team was built, and we're all working hard towards making this the best thing that we can possibly make it. And I thought everybody was on the same page with that. I think I am messing up something here. I'm trying to see. Oh my god, I know he's going to do it, and it's really crazy, because I didn't appreciate that he used my art in the thumbnail. Like, he didn't even come to me and ask me. He just took it from the Legacy Twitter and he just used it as his thumbnail, and I'm like, I don't appreciate that at all, because you're using my art to promote your hatred. It's not right. It's not correct at all. And it's just like, that was exactly what I was afraid of, and that's exactly why I didn't want to be on Discord. Because somebody important can look at my Twitter account, right? That's what companies do. They look at your Facebook and they look at your Twitter account. They look to see what kind of person you are. They see that my art is on this person's video who's like fucking hating on the project that I'm a part of. That is going to say something about my person. And it's like, companies are automatically going to assume, like, they're not going to ask you any questions. Because they want to do research on the type of employee that they're trying to hire before they hire them, right? And this is why you don't see my Twitter filled with politics and SJWs and comic bullshit that everybody is talking about. You don't see me post that stuff on Twitter because I want to keep it as, like, semi sort of professional. And like, somebody actually DM'd me the other day. He was like, I'm really happy to follow you on Twitter because you don't retweet any of the stuff and you don't talk about it. And I'm like, because it's not the time or the place to be talking about my opinions. If I wanted my opinions to be out there, I would make a separate Twitter account, a private Twitter account, from my artwork. That's why I don't really like comic artists who post bullshit on their art page, you know? Like, I know Ian Flynn does it, I know Tracy Hartley does it, I know Jonathan Gray does it, but it's just like, I don't think it's the time or place to be putting your opinion there. Because, like, to be honest with you, you don't know if a Trump supporter is buying the comics that you drew, you know, and you're talking on your Twitter about how much you hate Trump supporters, but it's just like, you don't know who the fuck is buying your comic, right? It's like, anybody can be buying your comic, and because you're putting your opinion out there, you're like basically turning people off from buying the stuff that you drew. And it's just like, at the end of the day, you have to make a profit no matter what people believe in. It's just like, when you're in the art community, your opinion matters. I'm not saying your opinion doesn't matter, but it's like, there's a time and a place where you should put your opinions and where you should put your political views and stuff. Which is why I don't do that on my social media, because I want to be hired by a comic company, and if they happen to take a look at my social media, which is on my business cards, I want them to see that I just post art, I post things about video games and stuff. I don't want them to see that I'm involved in drama. Let me see, Tails is going to be out here in the background. I want him to be flying. Maybe not his arms like that. Maybe his arms like this. I think the first issue actually shows him flying. Yeah, a couple of times actually. This is a good shot. I'm also gonna take this graphic novel that Tracy Yardley sent me, and I'm gonna take it to Comic-Con because a few IDW artists are gonna be at Comic-Con, and I'm gonna get their signatures. I can't wait. I wanted to do some prints for Comic-Con and give it out to people. I'm not sure if I'm going to still be able to do that because I'm trying to save for the Fan Jam in a couple of months. Like, already the hotel room has got me. it's not that people were taking their time. The thing about Jesse is that he was like, why did it take 6 months in order for this issue to release? What everybody has to understand is that this comic, what we're doing right now, is not paying us. Some of us are adults, right? And some of us are in our late 30s and our early 40s. Some of us are in our early 20s. Some of us have school. Some of us had student tuitions that we have to pay off. Some of us have rent, food, credit card bills, phone bills that we have to pay. At the end of the day, money is more important. Your daytime job is more important than doing what you're doing for free on the side. Which is why it's taken me so long to pencil these pages, because at the end of the day, my daytime job comes first because it's the one thing that's paying my rent. Legacy, the Silver Team, Archie Sonic Online is not paying my rent. I can't do this full time unless it's going to assure me that I'm going to be getting at least $1,000 a month to pay for all of my expenses. I also have to pay for transportation, which is a good $120 a month, which is very fucking expensive. I can't do Legacy full time, no matter how much I want to. It's a different story if I'm going to be hired by IDW, because at that point I will cut back on my hours as much as possible to ensure that I do the pages for IDW, because they're gonna be actually paying me. The Sonic Legacy team, they're gonna pay, but it's just like, it's not enough to pay your rent, you know? And so at the end of the day, my daytime job will always comes first. And sometimes I don't even have time to be working on pages every day, you know? Like, I haven't worked on pages for the past 2 days because sometimes I work all day, you know? Sometimes I work a double shift from 7 to 7, and nobody knows that. I don't tell people that I work so much long hours. But it's like, I'll be able to get more things done if I didn't have to work my daytime job. And if all these projects actually paid me, I'll be getting things done like so fast. And it's like, yeah, sometimes, Alex, sometimes you don't want to work on comic pages every day, because then at that point it gets really boring. I don't work on comic pages every day. I do my daily Sonic sketches just so I can differentiate what I'm working on. Because if you work on the same thing, it's going to lead to burnout. It's going to lead to artist block. And you don't want that. Sometimes you just gotta take a personal day too. Sometimes you just gotta stay at home and watch Netflix, play video games. You have to go out and socialize, and you have to live your life. People can't be dedicated to a computer screen all the time, every day. Especially when it's projects that are not paying. And I understand that's like, sometimes there are deadlines set, right? Like, oh, we have to hit this deadline, but it's just like, this is not a priority. This is not paying me. And so I really don't understand where the hell Jesse got off, like, calling us out like that, because I'm pretty sure he has some sort of real life commitment. He probably has school, or he probably has a job. That's what other people have too. Other people have real life commitments. Other people are in marriages. Other people are in relationships. You know, and you can't dedicate your whole life, especially when you're a young person, to sitting in front of a computer screen and drawing all day like me. But it's like, yeah, I go out and I go to a movie, or I go somewhere to eat, or maybe I just want to go somewhere to have fun, like go to fucking, like, what the fuck is that park called? Six Park? What the hell is that called? Yeah, sometimes you just gotta live your life. And Sonic Legacy, as long as they're not paying me my rent, it will never ever be a priority for me. or any of the projects for that matter. Oh my gosh. You know, on this Spyro Twitter, I think they had to die down some of the things in the Reignite trilogy to avoid like stereotypes. Back in the day, gamers didn't give a fuck about stereotypes. Okay? Let me tell you something about video games. Back in the day, we had Mortal Kombat on the Super Nintendo, on the Dreamcast. Did I say Dreamcast? I mean Genesis. Wow. I watched the entire live stream. And I feel like some of that was directed towards me. Because I do make shipments of Sonic and Tempest. And, you know, I basically do it just for fan service. Because doing pictures like that really brings the community together in a way, I guess. Because, like, to be honest with you, everybody is wishing that Sonic and Tempest would be a thing. So I do it so we can get, like, traction, so we can get eyes and everything. People enjoy seeing me draw that more than they see me drawing comic pages, to be honest with you. I hate this song. And he was really hating on Tempest. Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. Tempest is a really nice character. She has been accepted by the Sonic community already. I feel like having her there as a partner to Sonic is really nice. It's like a breath of fresh air because we're not seeing Tails and we're not seeing Amy. And we're seeing this new character that looks like a Sonic character. It's like you can say the same thing about IDW because they're bringing in all their original characters though, right? They're bringing in Whisper, Tango, Rough and Tumble. Like what the fuck? Why the hell are you hating so much on Sonic Legacy for bringing in this one original character, but IDW has brought many? That's what I'm not understanding. Oh my god, that Sand Ruins remix was so fucking good. It was so good. I wanted to play Sonic Riders at that moment. I'm like, oh my god, why does this sound so good? It's like, it's okay to not like Tempest. It's totally okay. Because everybody has their own opinions at the end of the day. But if you're just trying to be like, this fan comic is filled with OCs and yada yada yada, it's just like... IDW is basically doing the same thing we're doing. Let me see. So her hair. Okay. Something. This is one of my favorite songs on this soundtrack. Like, I'm associated with some people who really hate Sonic Legacy. And it's just like, okay, I'm not going to say anything to them because I know that they have their own set of opinions, right? Like, I have my own set of opinions, they have their own set of opinions. But it's just like, they hate Sonic Legacy, and they explain to me why they hate Sonic Legacy. But not once do they ever say that they hate the art. You know, they hate the whole concept behind it. But they never really, like, bashed it at all, like the art. The one reason that a lot of people who I've talked to hate Sonic Legacy is because of Celeste. And that's really sad. Because you shouldn't hate something because you hate this one person. Huh. These little hairs. Whisper, oh my god, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with her. I can't fucking wait. Like, if they're gonna make like a Shadow and Whisper saga, Jesus Christ. So what set of things make you like a character, Alex? I'm curious. Yeah, when I actually read the first issue, like, I wasn't expecting her to be that arrogant, to be honest with you, because she looks like a very nice, sweet girl. But Tempest is a cocky, arrogant little bastard. When I was watching Bryce Thomas live stream last week, when he was taking so long on that Shadow, I think he took like 3 hours trying to do that sketch of Shadow. I was just like, I was so happy because I'm like, he takes so long drawing this, now I don't feel so bad when I take so long drawing something. Oh shit. I've been making a mistake this whole time. Tails got 4 like hair things on the side of its face when I've only been drawing 3 and nobody said nothing. Like, nobody. He has 4. I thought he had, wow. Oh my goodness, all these years. Right, I get what you're saying. I appreciate your opinion. Like, I don't really have an opinion about it so far. Like, I just can't wait to read the rest of it so I can tie everything together. It's like with the IDW comics, I don't really read them. Oh my god, that dog scared the shit out of me. I don't really read the IDW comics. Let me explain why I don't read them. Because I'm more interested in the art than I am in the story. Because I know that Ian Flynn is not going to create a lore behind it. I know that it's not going to be as interesting as the Archie comics. I think some parts are definitely going to be interesting, sure, like the Whisper Saga is going to be interesting. And I want to see them do a little bit more with Tango, because I really like her character. And I feel like I'm getting to know her a little bit more better now that she's incorporated in the comics now. But it's like, yeah, I'm more interested in the art than I am in the story. I feel like if we don't get a new set of artists and a new set of writers, then it's just gonna be, these IDW comics are just gonna be repetitive. I don't hate Ian Flynn, and I don't hate the artists. What I don't like is we're having the same people. I'd appreciate it more if we had the same people for the first 4 issues to jumpstart the comic. But we can't keep having the same people throughout the entire series, you understand? We need to have a mixture. We need to have different writers. We need to have different artists. And I feel like they gave Ian Flynn the responsibility of carrying out all these comics and writing them, that they're not really opening up the window of possibilities for other writers to come in and write for the IDW comics. We are having this other person, I forgot his name, write the one shot for the Sonic Riders, Sonic R Racing, whatever the fuck it is, comic. That's really, really good. But it's just like, there are so many talented writers out there. We need other people. We need other artists. Because this just can't continue. Because if this is going to continue like this, then what everybody is saying is going to be true. Like, the IDW comics are not going to last. That's my opinion. Like, the IDW comics are really not going to last if we're going to have the same people. And I think that's where Archie was the most strongest, because they wanted to introduce all of these artists and all these writers. Over time, it was just Ian Flynn and Tracy Yardley and Matt Hearns, sure, but it was just like before, we was always having different artists, and it was really nice. No, they're not looking up, so why would I have him look up? I'm so used to having him look up. I feel like I made a mistake somewhere. What the hell is going on here? That's the quick and simple fix. When I was at my job the other day, oh my god. I was wearing my Legend of Zelda necklace, right? It's a shield necklace, and the shield is from Skyward Sword. This stupid customer came in. This guy was really trying to tell me that that shield was from Ocarina of Time. Mind you, this shield, I knew it was from Skyward Sword. I know it's from Skyward Sword. Even on the back, it says Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. So I even had to turn the shield around to show him that it says Skyward Sword. And I'm just like, why are you trying to correct me when I know everything about Zelda? Shame on you. And like, I'm gearing up to do the Linktober. It's basically Zelda meets Inktober, and I want to do all my pieces traditionally, and I want to make a book out of it. I wanted to do that last year, but I fell short because of Comic-Con. This year I'm hoping not to fall short, but it's going to take an extensive amount of time because I'm going to be inking it traditionally. That's the thing I'm afraid of. Yeah, like some parts of the issues don't make sense to me. For example, the Neo Metal Sonic, the Silver, and I feel like some of these characters could have been introduced in a more dramatic way. like Rough and Tumble, they could have like extended their introduction to be directly referencing Team Rocket. That would have been nice. I like the way that they introduced Tangled. That was nice. Could have introduced Whispered in a more dramatic way, to be honest. Like, and I don't like how quickly Rough and Tumble was dealt with. Like, I really didn't like that. The thing about the IDW comics is it's supposed to be a direct reference, not a reference, like a direct sequel from Sonic Forces, right? People are in the Resistance, they're in a war right now with Eggman. It's just like, can we actually get the feeling of war? Get the feeling of resistance. I'm not getting the feeling of that at all. With this latest issue, they gathered everybody, which was cool. You know, to fight off Eggman and whatever. But it's like, I know that they're trying to avoid making the comics dark and whatever, but it's like, kids love that shit. Kids love drama. Kids love it. It's the adults that they're trying to please. I don't even think they're trying to please kids anymore at this point. They're trying to please the fucking fan base of adults. And like, it's very disappointing because the adults is what's making the decisions for the comics. It's not even the kids. The kids, you can produce anything Sonic related and they'll fucking read it. All of this bullshit that they're trying to do right now with the comics is to please the Sonic fan base and is to please the adults within the Sonic fan base. I believe that the Archie comics failed not because it wasn't getting enough revenue. It was because of the Sonic fan base just talking all this bullshit about the lore and whatever. And Ken Penders with that lawsuit. But since kids, like, play the video games with Sonic and whatever, they'll be excited to read anything comic related that has to do with Sonic the Hedgehog, believe me. Kids are that damn gullible, and you can grind anything into their little heads. Kids aren't worried about Sonic proportions. Kids aren't worried about the, like, all these little tiny details and whatever. That's gonna go over their heads. Oh my gosh. Autumn Plains. I hate waiting this long for a game that I shouldn't be waiting for. Oh my god. The Castlevania Symphony of the Night is coming out next month. I think it's next month or in November. Dude, so you got the PlayStation Classic, right? We possibly had the N64 Classic. We have fucking Smash Brothers. We have Spyro Reignite Trilogy. We have Castlevania Symphony of Night. We have Forza Motor 4. What the fuck is going on right now with all these games? I can't do this. I'm gonna be playing all these games at once and I just cannot. Like, I'm thinking about getting the PlayStation Classic only if they have Symphony of Night, if they have like Crash or Spyro, if they have these certain types of games that I'm looking for in the PlayStation Classic, I'm totally gonna get it. But since the NES Classic came out, I've been dying for an N64 Classic. Like, seriously. If that comes out, I will donate all of my money to buying every single N64 Classic console. I still feel like I made his goddamn torso, not his torso, his legs, really long. Let me see. Like this. Let's do it like this. Let me just leave that. Because Tails, he has like damn, what is that fruit or that vegetable called that it looks like this? I don't know what that vegetable is called. Shit. Yes, man, yes. And I think the Sonic community oftentimes lose sight of why the Sonic comics are there in the first place. It's for kids. It's not for your lore. It's not to please you, like the adult. It's for children. Like on the IDW Comics squad, kids post their art all the time. That's why I think that's why they're not showing any of like the professional, like the older people's art, because it's for kids. Obviously, they're going to pick kids' fan art over my art or over anybody else's art. Except for my friend who got into the first issue. And I submitted fan art, and I'm still waiting for them to fucking put it in the goddamn comics, like... Well, sure, his head is going to be big. That's why a lot of people told me is not to get it, because you can get the same games on the store. The thing is, I have to either buy an external hard drive, or I'm gonna get a new PlayStation, because I don't have any memory on my PlayStation at the moment, and I'm very upset about that. Because Final Fantasy 15, both the Kingdom Hearts games took up so much memory. Ratchet and Clank didn't take up that much memory, actually. But it's like those 3 games took up so much fucking memory on my PlayStation. Especially Final Fantasy 15. And it's like, I didn't play the game for that long, but it's a really good game. Like, I'm not... Like, I used to play RPGs a lot. I used to love RPGs. Now I don't really play them. I'm more into first-person shooters and platformers. Like, Fortnite, it took me a while to get comfortable with it, because I used to love third-person shooters. Now that I played Halo and Call of Duty and Battlefield so much, I have to be in first-person. And it's more accurate, too. And now I'm into like platforming games. I'm into Mario, Crash, Sonic, Spyro. I'm into Zelda. You know, those kind of games. Those kind of like adventure, you know, classic games. I always enjoyed those games. And then I like the competitive games like Halo and shit. And then I really want to get the new Forza 4, because I want to get back into playing racing games, because I used to be really good at racing games. I used to play NASCAR, Need for Speed, Gran Turismo. but I don't think I'm like so dedicated to video games that I would want to make like a video game career out of it, like esports. I don't think I'll ever be that dedicated to playing video games. I play them to relieve stress off of myself. I play them for enjoyment. I play them for fun. And I try to play games like every single day so I can get away from my realities and stuff. Because it's really nice playing video games, you know, especially Zelda. Just having a game that's adventurous and also has you think and develop strategies at the same time. Those kind of games that make you think are really good for your brain. But I also play a lot of competitive games like Halo, unfortunately. I said unfortunately. Because I play Halo 5, and that's not a very good game. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend Halo 5 to nobody. Do not play that goddamn game. Let me see. What am I gonna do here? Oh my god, Halo Reach will always be one of the best Halo Online multiplayer experiences that I ever had in my entire life. Seriously. I said something on Twitter, right? And I deleted it afterwards because 343 was like, hey, come hang out at the Microsoft store. We're going to be playing Halo 5 and it's going to be a tournament and whatever. And I'm like, oh god, Halo 5. I commented that and so many people were like, if you don't like Halo 5, then you blah blah blah. And I'm like, I only said one fucking thing. And people wanted to take it out of proportion. And it's just like, I didn't think so many people actually liked Halo 5. But it's like, for somebody like me, who's been playing Halo since the fucking beginning. And when I say beginning, I mean Halo on PC beginning. Having games like Halo 4 and 5 is very disappointing to somebody who's been a long-term fan. I played Halo when it first came out on the PC. And I played the fuck out of that game, and then when the Xbox was released, I got the Xbox with the freaking Halo Combat Evolved, and then I got Halo 2, and then when Halo 3 came out, I got the special edition with the Master Chief helmet, and the special Halo 3 Xbox 360 version. Then when Halo 5 came out, I also got the special edition Halo 5 Xbox. And it's just like, when you're creating games like this, when you're creating games that you're not listening to your fans, when you're calling your fans like stupid because they don't understand the story that's obviously not like there, it's just like, what the fuck? That's why I don't like 343 Industries, because they had this guy writing the Halo 5 stories, the Halo 4 and 5 story, and it's just like, why isn't he fired by now? Why? If you're getting all this backlash from the community, it's just like, what the hell is your problem? The reason why I don't like Halo 5 is, yeah, the story, number one. But if we're talking about multiplayer, the multiplayer experience for me with Halo 5 has been so lackluster, it's not even funny. First of all, when I'm playing Halo 5, right, there's just so much, like, bullshit everywhere, like debris. And, you know, stuff that shouldn't be there. It's like when I'm trying to back away when I'm getting shot, I'm always getting stuck either on a wall, either on a crate, or I'm getting stuck in a fucking ditch. Just something happens to prevent me from creating a strategy to avoid me getting shot from the player that is taking me away from the experience. Because then I have to turn around, I have to see what's stopping me from running away, and then I get killed. In Halo Reach, It was just ducking and jumping. Ducking and jumping. And there was minimum things there to get stuck on. Yeah, there was a lot of fucking walls in Halo Reach, don't get me wrong. But it was just like, wow. The Master Chief Collection, they say they fixed it, but it's really not fixed. I booted that up, right, a couple of days ago. I waited a couple of days because I didn't want to play it on the first, like, release of the update because I figured it was still going to be buggy. But I played it a few days ago and oh my god, the lag is so immense. The lag is so immense. Oh my god. I remember this one time I was shooting this guy. His shields were down. He should have been dead because I poured 4 more headshots into this guy and then I died. Though. It's just like, I'm not going to play Master Chief Collection online anymore because I can't stand it. I can't stand it when a game is so fucking laggy. I can't stand it when you're trying to charge $60 a year for a fucking membership and then you can't even get your online games right. It doesn't make no type of sense to me. I just had to go on that rant because now talking about Halo, it's just like I remember all of this nonsense that I have to put up with playing this game, and it's just like I don't feel satisfied with both the console and the game itself. Like I really want a refund. And I really have to get like a game recorder so I can record all of the stuff that happens to me while playing these games, and I can explain to you guys all the headache I have to go through. I went through like 4 controllers already, but this time I got a wired controller. So hopefully this one will last me a long time, and I won't destroy it. Because I already destroyed my trash can, I destroyed the entertainment center. Oh my god. I wanted to get Ninja Storm 4 and Road to Boruto, but it's like Naruto games kind of turn me off, to be honest with you. They turn me off for a number of reasons, because it's like I feel like they try way too hard to make the game and the characters look so realistic that it just makes them look nasty. Like especially when they try to 3D model Naruto's hair, it's just like, why are you making his hair so fucking cubical, so 3D? It's just like, make his hair like Kingdom Hearts. Take a few pointers from Kingdom Hearts, how they be modeling their hair. It's like with Naruto games, I'm not understanding why all the characters be looking so blocky. And it's just like with the Shonen Jump game, all the characters, they just don't look nice. This new Shonen Jump game, it looks cool. I have to see more gameplay of it before I can really determine anything. What I'm not understanding from the new Shonen Jump game is how the fuck is Light and Ryuk going to be fighting? How the fuck? Yeah, that Jump Force game, that trailer was really cool. I like that. But when they showed Light and Ryuk there, first of all, what I was very disappointed of, let's get something straight, is that Ichigo used to be top of the line, right? Now he's at the bottom of the fucking food chain. Because nobody cares about Bleach anymore, because Bleach was at the top. Back in the day, Bleach was there. Now since like they canceled it, it's not there anymore. But One Piece still is. I used to love One Piece. Don't get me wrong. I used to love One Piece. But it's like when an anime is dragged out, or when a show in general is dragged out so long, it's like it's done. One Piece is finished for me. One Piece can't continue. One Piece has survived longer than Dragon Ball Z. Like, what even the fuck is going on with this anime? I got almost all the Ultimate Ninja games. I really love the Ultimate Ninja games. I love fighting games that look like that. Because I grew up with Tekken and Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. So I'm used to fighting games that look like that. I'm not used to fighting games that has that third person view, like the 3D world. Because moving the camera around can be very confusing. And if I can't see the opponent, then it's just like, I'm not really immersed in the game. Dude, when Bleach ended, I was very, very sad. Because that was one of my favorite animes. Like, for a brief moment, it was one of my favorite animes, like, ever. Because when Bleach first aired, I watched it from the beginning. Like, I watched it every single Saturday. And to see it end so abruptly, like it did, was very sad and it was very disappointing. Jesus Christ. There we go. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't played a Naruto game in a very long time. I got some Boruto game on my phone that I played for like 5 minutes, but it's a really big game. It keeps sucking up my memory. Like the new Dragon Ball Z game that I'm going to get for the Switch. Those are the kind of games that I like. I like fighting games like that. But the one thing I really don't like about the Dragon Ball Z games is that sometimes people are just way too fucking crazy. It's like there was this one time, right? I was playing the beta for the Switch for the Dragon Ball Z game, and it was like there was this crazy ass motherfucker. Oh my god. This guy, as soon as the announcer said fight, he dashed towards me. He was putting in all these combos in me. He had me backed up all the way against the screen, and I wasn't even able to land a single punch on this guy. It was that crazy. Tails is like, alright. I really don't want to erase Sonic because I love the way I drew his quills here. But they're too short, so I'm going to erase them anyway. I think I'm going to noodle his arm and not taper. I've been streaming for an hour and a half already. I actually wanted to go pick up my check today and just hang out. I don't think I'm gonna live stream on the Legacy channel tomorrow because I want to. I might live stream in the morning though because I wanted to check out Adam Bryce Thomas live stream in the night. Oh yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you. Like, it's so much more difficult playing on the Switch. Dude, some of those characters though, they need a fix. Some of those characters are way too much. And another thing I don't like about that Dragon Ball Z game is like they got all these characters transformations like separate characters, which obviously having so much characters takes up memory, right? Stop having Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Goku Blue. Just have them all as Goku and just transform during the duration of the match like I used to do in Budokai 3. Budokai 3, to be honest with you, my opinion, was one of the greatest Dragon Ball Z games of all time. Because you can do transformations in the middle of the match. You can go from Kaioken to Super Saiyan 4 in the same match, instead of choosing like different characters. And it's just like, even if you do choose like these different characters, it's not going to really make a difference because everybody's going to be on the same playing field. So it doesn't make sense to have a Super Saiyan Blue Goku as his own character. Like, just have him as like Goku. Because they need to put everybody on the same playing field for certain characters to have a fighting chance. Like Tien obviously can't go up against Super Saiyan Blue Goku in the anime and manga, but in the game he'll have a fighting chance. But it's just like, if you're gonna make all these characters in the same playing field, just make them all as one character, normal Goku, and have them transform during the match. That would make a lot more sense. Then you can leave room for other characters like Android 17. Or just other androids, or just other characters in general. Like, I want Kid Goku. I want Kid Gohan. Oh, that's that new game, right? I really wanted to pick it up. I played Budokai Tenkaichi 3. It's actually not a bad game. I really like the game. I didn't like the split screen, though, when I was playing with other people. That was annoying, that split screen. Jesus Christ. But Tenkaichi 3 had some great graphics. Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't like about Budokai 3. It's that damn Dragon Rush, and if you miss that, then it's just like, the character's like, like they're having a freaking heart virus, like Goku. over here holding their chest like they out of breath. Like, what? How are you out of breath? Actually, I'm gonna do something here that's going to help me. Great. Oh yeah, I picked up, I didn't play Xenoverse 1, but I did pick up Xenoverse 2, and I really liked Xenoverse 2. It was a nice game, it was a nice hub world. I actually enjoyed it. I feel like they was really improving with the Xenoverse games. They was getting to the point where they was having, where we got the game now with the Fighter Z. Maybe next time I'll live stream like something different, like Spyro and Crash. I've been dying to make a comic about them, and I feel like other people want to see other art that I do. Cause, oh my god, some people think I'm obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, I really freaking like him. Like, I have a lot of merchandise and shit, yeah, but it's like I'm not obsessed with the character. I love other video game properties too. It's just that other video game properties don't have an ongoing comic series like Sonic, which is why I'm trying so hard. Imagine if Mario came out with a comic, dude. Sega would be dead. Oh yeah, well, Xenoverse 2 was my first experience with the Xenoverse games. Everybody said I should have played 1, but at the time I don't think I had money to pick up Xenoverse 1. Oh yeah, and I've also been working on an animation. I've been working on 2 animations actually that I've been working. I've just been doing it in my free time when I feel like it. Hopefully I'll be able to finish that soon. This is Tails soaring high. I can already hear his flying animation sound. It sounds like mini propellers. Oh crap, cancel that. Dude, I couldn't fly, and I was kind of annoyed because I'm like, how the F do you fly in this game? Yeah, I'm probably not gonna stay home for the whole day. I'm gonna go out and like do stuff, like exercise, because I need to exercise. Because my lungs are just crazy. Like, I think I've been letting my breathing problems show in this live stream. I don't have breathing problems, I just have allergy problems. And staying home doesn't really help that. Outside helps it like a whole lot better than staying in the house. Because like my body is getting air. And I've also been on a low sugar diet because I've been eating a very sugary cookie every single day. And I need to stop. And I'm also planning on going to the dentist soon. You guys like the way this turned out? Okay, since I really don't want to erase that, here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to turn that layer off. Like, it's going to be the exact same Sonic, right? But I'm going to then erase. I'm gonna erase the copy layer, turn the original layer off, and just erase them like so, so that way we can see what it would look like this. I think the music stopped. So yeah, I made a copy of that layer. I turned the original layer off. I erased the copy layer so I can see what it looked like so I don't damage the original sketch. And that's basically what it will look like. Welcome to Naho, boys. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate that. I'm so sorry that you have asthma. My brother used to have asthma, but he's got that under control. And like, I've had signs of asthma, but luckily I haven't. I do have an iron deficiency problem with my blood, which is not good because your body needs iron. And I found out because there was this one time I went to go donate blood. I went to go donate blood twice actually, and they told me I couldn't donate blood because I didn't have iron. And they basically gave me a chart to eat certain foods. And I'm taking supplements and stuff because sometimes I don't want to eat those certain foods. Yeah, basically, like, they told me to drink plenty of water. And eat these foods, but I'm taking a supplement for it, so everything should be alright. Like, sometimes I feel really, really down on energy. That's why I don't do YouTube videos. That's why I just live stream. Like this, there are times where I just feel really freaking tired. Not tired like mentally, but just like exhausted when I haven't done anything. Or I would just feel nasty, like weak. Dude, the Spyro Twitter showed the video of Glimmer, and they showed Zephyr, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! Oh my god, that's crazy. I don't know what my mom has because she doesn't go to the doctor. But I know that she's a smoker and a drinker, and she smokes and drinks every single day. My grandmother, she had breast cancer twice, but she beat him. Thank God. She has diabetes, she has high blood pressure, she has arthritis. She's an old person, so of course she's going to have a lot of things wrong with her. And she used to have like a weight problem too. That's why I'm trying to go on this like low sugar diet, so I don't have diabetes, because I'm at a high risk for it because on both sides of my family. But it's like eating healthy costs a lot of money. And that's money I don't have. I remember the other day, I think it was last week, Sonic Legacy was having an open thing for anybody to join so we can all watch Sad AM. Oh my gosh. Sally. Every time when Sally would be like looking at something, or like when she'll gas, she'd be like, oh my gosh! And I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with this? That voice actor was truly amazing though. She'd be like, oh my gosh! Oh, well, thank God, like, she beat breast cancer. I can't believe so many women have that. It's crazy. Like, my girlfriend, she was telling me that if she ever got breast cancer, she'll just remove her breasts because it'll be easier. And it's like, I know women don't want to remove their breasts, but it's just like, you don't want that thing to keep coming back, and you don't want like your body to suffer. And, like, sometimes you have to make sacrifices that you don't want to make. It's like when you have a job. Like, let's say if you're working in customer service, you have to sacrifice your mental health just so you can work for these people and get a paycheck. That's really fucking scary, Alex. It's really scary. Like, there was a couple of times where I thought I had it, but, you know, nothing can prevent it, you know, eating healthy or whatever. It can't prevent that. But it's like, you also can't let it stop you from living your life. You just have to hope that with this new age, that we will find the cure. But marijuana kills cancer cells. But it's like, they said it kills, but nothing is gonna like cure it. It's like our body has a ticking time bomb. Some of our bodies have a ticking time bomb, and it's just really crazy to think about. That one day you can be nice, and the next day your cells can develop, and it's just like they can attack you. And you're trying to ask yourself, why are my cells doing this? What did I do to like do this? I'm gonna post this on Twitter. I'm gonna ask people if they want me to turn this into a comic page or do they want me to like color it. It's up to them. Because if I was to turn this into a comic page, then I would draw, like I would minimize this and I will put it, so let me show you an example. So I would minimize this drawing, right? I would put it up here and then I'll draw Naho right here. So I'll basically put them on the ledge like here. And then I'll basically just draw a Naho like that. So it's about to be 12. It should get going soon. Luckily the trains are running. Oh shoot. Shoot. I believe these are one of the characters that Activision had to die down because of like I think racist remarks or religious something with the character designs from before. So they had to tone it down. You can't create nothing in this day and age without somebody being offended over something, and it's just very annoying. Actually, I've referenced Evan Stanley a lot for the Sonic pose, and then I referenced Tracy Yardley for the Tails. Amy is just a combination of original SatAM versus the pre-reboot. I'm actually going to do that. It's going to be a Sonic Forces not prequel, like well, it's almost like a prequel. So I'm going to be releasing my own Sonic Forces comic, but it's going to be a retelling of Sonic Forces, and it's basically going to be like a Sonic Adventure 3-ish, whatever, like if Sonic Forces was Sonic Adventure 3, and it's going to be telling how Sonic met the Freedom Fighters and how the Freedom Fighters are going to be with the current Freedom Fighters battling Eggman and stuff. Like, I'm planning on releasing this each week, fully colored, just like Evan Stanley does her Ghosts of the Future. I'm going to be doing something like that with this, which is why I've been focusing so hard on redesigning Sally, because a lot of people seem to like my redesign of her, so I'm going to use this in my comic. Yeah, if you do it in a batch, then, like, you know, you're gonna lose viewers like that. Doing it in batches is very tricky because you have to stay on a consistent schedule. You have to tell your audience and you have to deliver. If you say you're going to do 3 comic pages and you're going to release it every 2 weeks, then you have to stick to that schedule because the audience are going to expect that you release that every 2 weeks or every week. And if you can't deliver on those batches, then it's just like you're losing audience, you know? You have to be consistent with it. But if you're doing it page by page, then I feel like you're not really gaining or losing an audience. Your audience will be just there. Like if they wanted to tune into a page, if they're interested in the page, they're then going to look back and read all the other pages before. This is where I think Line Webtoons has a very strong audience because, like, you can update and stuff. You can update as many times as you want, as often as you want. You can update every day and you'll see your name there every day. But the thing also with Line Webtoons is that your stuff gets pushed. And it gets pushed so fast because people are uploading at the same time every day. So it's like your stuff is going to be consistently pushed to the bottom and nobody is going to look at your stuff. That's the one thing I hate about Line Webtoons. Because I tried hosting comics there before. And it's like I gained an audience. Like I gained some viewers, but it was just like after a while because my stuff kept getting pushed down because of so many people uploading. It's just like nobody really cared about my stuff. And it's like people cared about people who are featured, people who are getting paid by Webtoons. Like that's the audience that Webtoon cares about, is stealing your audience for their properties. And sometimes you can like upload consistently on my Webtoons, right? And you can get an audience or whatever, but that doesn't guarantee you to be featured. They have to contact you. With Tapastic, it's a little bit different over there because you can monetize your comics. I think you can put ads on there or whatever and you get like rewards. Like people pay points, people pay these coins if you want to go premium or whatever. They have more of a monetized based platform. While Line Webtoons, you have to work to get the featured, in which you'll get a consistent paycheck. And I'm really sad because I wanted to go to Comic Con like every day this year, but the Comic Con tickets were so expensive. I spent almost $200 on 2 tickets for Saturday, for me and a friend. 2 tickets. I almost spent 200 fucking dollars. Then I realized that they still had some Thursday tickets left. I wanted to get those because Thursday tickets are usually cheap. It was $80 for Thursday ticket because they include taxes and they include like some other stupid like shit. I don't know what the fuck they be charging for, like fees or whatever. Like, how are you charging so much things just for a fucking ticket to get into a convention? I was so upset because last year I went almost every single day except Sunday. I couldn't get Sunday tickets. But it's like now they up the prices on the tickets so much that it's crazy. I can't imagine what next year's Comic-Con tickets are going to look like. But at the same time, I'm glad I didn't buy the other tickets because I'm going to Georgia in a couple of months and I need to save money. But those New York Comic Con tickets, they should be ashamed of themselves. Here's what I'm gonna do actually. Since this is bothering me so much. Yeah, and I'm not good with like scheduling. Like, I try to put myself on a schedule before. It's just like I'm not good with scheduling myself. I don't like putting myself on a schedule. I just like, if I wake up one day and I want to do something, then I'm going to do it. Because that's how you start to get unhappy, once you start forcing yourself to do things that you don't want to do. Like, if I don't want to work on comics one day, I'm not going to work on comics. I'm going to sketch something that I want to do. Of course, that's going to change once I break in. Because then I'm going to have to, like, do it. That's not good. Your pages need to have speech bubbles. The thing about being a pencil artist, right? You have the freedom. You have so much freedom in the world to format the pages, to plan out the layout, to know how characters are going to interact with each other with body language. You have so much freedom. You have to abuse that. You have the ability to put Easter eggs in a page. You have so much leg room when it comes to being a pencil artist. Unfortunately, you don't have that type of room when it comes to being a colorist or an inker. Oh, it's 12 o'clock, guys. I think I'm going to get out of here now. It was nice streaming with you guys for about 2 hours. I actually woke up earlier than this, and I woke up earlier than this, but I was looking for a game that I can't find. It's somewhere in this room, hopefully. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna post this on Twitter, and I'm gonna expect you guys to tell me if you want me to make this into a comment page or if you want me to color it. I will leave it up to the viewers. I appreciate you guys being here for this live stream, seriously. The 4 people that were watching, you guys are really awesome. I appreciate that. Stay tuned for more content on this channel. And yeah, follow me on Twitter because I'm very active on Twitter. I post art there almost every single day. I appreciate it if you guys got me up to 400 followers. That would be nice. But I will see you guys in my next live stream.